Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Master along with Tim Stanovic. So let's get to some of the stocks in the move this past week. Back with us is Bloomberg News equities reporter Jordan Fitzgerald. We're going to start with Oracle, aren't we?
Seems like the obvious place. Oracle shares did fall about 12.7% this week. That was the worst week for the stock since 2018. So it's been a while since Oracle's fell even 12%. Earnings did disappoint. They are spending more money than they're bringing back, and it has made investors concerned. And again, investors had high hopes. Last time Oracle reported, the stock actually had its best week since 1999. And so investors went into this thinking it's going to be another party. We're going to learn some great information about AI, and that's actually not what materialized. Also, we got the news today that Oracle may be delaying some OpenAI data centers from 2027 to 2028, which already added to this pre-existing bearish sentiment.
Although Oracle's kind of pushed back, right? I think
they have, yes.
This pushback or story about a pushback in those data centers.
We'll find out in 2027 or 2028.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark it on your calendar.
I
think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention just the control that Larry Ellison has of Oracle stock and how much of his own personal net worth. He's number 3 on the, now he's number 5. It's been updated just in the last few hours.
There was one point he was the world's richest man.
But, I looked at this an hour ago and he was number 3. Now he's number 5.
So they updated after the bell.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
A rebalancing, if you will.
So Larry Ellison's now the 5th wealthiest person in the world with a net worth of $242 billion. If I look at the HDS function, $220 billion of those dollars are tied up in Oracle stock. He owns more than 40% of the outstanding shares.
Yeah, and the sentiment on Wall Street certainly has been negative. If you look at some of the price targets from the analyst community, they've been falling post-earnings. So
Elon's the richest.
There's some nervousness.
By the way,
Elon
in case
is the
anyone,
richest.
It's always like he's there. He's
And I'm
mostly
sure
there.
Elon has been thrilled to see Larry Ellison fall. He said, "You ousted me once, not again."
Well, speaking of Larry Ellison and the Ellison
Yes.
family, let's get to Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yes,
because
I did think I set you guys up for an easy transition with these picks.
You did. You're the best. Thank you.
But yes, Larry Ellison also has said that he would back his son's attempts to purchase Warner Brothers. So he's involved in more than Oracle sometimes. But yes, Warner Brothers shares up 15% this week. The shares did close at a record high today. And this does follow last week's news that Netflix was attempting to acquire Warner Brothers. And earlier this week when Paramount Skydance said, we want to do a hostile takeover.
Right. And we know the president's been weighing in, too, about what a deal looks like. And his son-in-law is involved, right? Investment firm in the Paramount offer. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah,
a lot
Affinity
of
Partners.
financial offer.
Affinity Partners is Jared Kushner's firm.
Yeah.
And if Warner Brothers shareholders do choose to go with Paramount, they have until January to decide that, and then the Netflix takeover would be a moot point.
Wow. Okay, it's a big mover on the week.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I assume we will be talking about this next week as well.
And perhaps for years.
yeah, exactly. Right. Carvana, we have been talking about this one a lot over the last week or two.
Yes. So Carvana actually today snapped its longest win streak ever. If shares closed up today, they would have extended for a 14th straight day. Previous streak was 12 straight days of gains all the way back in 2019. And so Carvana was already rallying. It already had all of this momentum. And then last week came the announcement that it would be entering the S&P 500, which just imbued it with a even more positive sentiment. And so Carvana, since that rally started, shares added about 50%.
It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, that rally started back on November 21st.
Right.
And went all the way to December 11th, 52.6% higher.
But it's up 3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks in a row.
A big bump.
And then sold off today. Shares closed down about 3.6%.
Still up 14% for the week.
Still
overall,
up
right?
14% for the week. If I were a Carvana shareholder, I don't think I could complain.
10% of the float is short.
It's Carvana.
It's
10%
Carvana.
of the float is always going to be short.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.